Hey guys, what's up? It's Sam with the Film Fan Club, and I've been feeling a little under the weather recently. And I also got a new job, so I apologize for the lack of content. I wanted to do a Deadpool non-spoiler review and a Film Fan Club this week, but you couldn't get it out of me. So what did I do? I stayed home and other than going to work, I was home watching Netflix, Bates Motel, so I can at least talk about that. So let's talk about what did I watch? I watched episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10. I was going to try and make two videos out of all those episodes, but here I just plowed through all of them. The show's so good, so let's get into the thick of it. So what has happened recently? Well, first thing on my notes, Norman's freaking crazy. As in the last review, I kind of talked that he's getting into he thinks he's his mother sort of thing, and I was like, I wonder if he's gonna go full crazy and dress up like his mother and kill people this season. Well, he doesn't really go that far, but some bad things happen to a character from earlier in the show, Bradley. Bradley's back, and I didn't really know where they were going with her storyline. It was really kind of weird to go back to a character that was gone so long, but it was really interesting to see how they tied it in, especially with Dylan's storyline, because I didn't know why Norman ever told Dylan back in like seasons 1 or 2, I think 2, yeah, 2, that he told Dylan that Bradley was still alive, and he's like, just keep this a secret between you and me. And I was like, that's why, that was random. And then it comes back, and I love it whenever we get to see the payoff for something like that. And Dylan has to tell Norma, and Norma, she doesn't find Bradley and Norman together, but Norman thinks that she does, and Norman thinks that Mother kills Bradley, but really it's Norman, and that's how the show ends. So I really can't wait to see season 4 on that respect, because Norma was about to send Norman off to a hospital, and then Norman was about to run away. So I told Hannah, this cannot be how this season ends. Otherwise, season 4 is going to be kind of a bore if he's in an institution or if he's on the road with Bradley, so that'd be kind of silly. So what did they do? They killed Bradley, they had him think that he's Mother, and it just gets scarier and scarier every time this happens. Let me talk about some other things that I wrote down on my notes. Well, Norma has some storylines other than Norman, her son. She has to deal with the mob and Sheriff Romero, and I'm kind of not really into the whole Bob Paris, the mafia storyline with Sheriff Romero, mostly because, aside from Sheriff Romero, there is a lot of character development with him and Norma there. I feel like we've seen the mafia stuff before, and it didn't really, it didn't really come off as anything fresh to me. I would have liked to have seen maybe a way to progress Norma's character and without rehashing some old stuff that we've seen. But that didn't really bother me. Norma had a lot of romance this season. She had that therapist dude that she slept with, and then she told about Norman going crazy and killing his father. And I didn't really like the therapist character that much, but I don't think that we were meant to like him. It didn't bother me, I guess, because he only had such a short story arc. But really, he came off as slimy because, yeah, what kind of guy has sex with his therapist, and then, I get that he was being tortured, but then he just completely told him everything. It was like, wow, this guy, and he said this, I mean, he did say some pretty horrible things to Norman. Not that it's okay that Norman strangled him, but, I would have been a little upset too. But the thing is, I did like how they were able to take some things, like, you do realize Norman and Norma are crazy. Crazy. But then you get to those points where they're talking with each other, and Norma's like, oh well, yeah, okay, but that's silly, Norman. You gotta understand, and they're able to rationalize things. You realize these are people. It's really nice in that respect because the show does a good job. Being a slow burn, you do get a couple of these moments where the characters just kind of get a breathe, and I really appreciate that aspect of it. What else happened? I have Dylan and Caleb written down because they had their own kind of little storyline. They went on a well, I mean, you've seen the show, so you know what happens. I didn't really like their little gunning road trip thing. It was all right. It just kind of seemed like I was thinking about it. They're just kind of filling time because I don't know. I don't see it having a lot of consequences. I don't know. Caleb's gone out of the picture for now. But I did like how Caleb was able. He's not out of the picture? I don't know. Sorry, Hannah nodded at me, so I was like, wait, what? I thought I missed something. Okay, so yeah, I think Caleb's out of the picture right now. I'm going to have to double check that. But I'm interested to see how they progress on that in season 4. But what I did like in this season was that Norma and Caleb, they did get a bond a little bit more. And I get what happened between them was completely terrible and can never be forgiven. But it's nice for the Norma to kind of just get a little bit of closure in that respect and be able to kind of move on from it, I hope. Again, with Caleb maybe being out of the picture for a while. else do I have written down? Because some other stuff happened with Dylan and Emma, and I don't really care for this. The Emma storyline, why is she? Because at the beginning of the season, okay, seasons 1 and 2, she's completely infatuated with Norman, and it's like, oh, poor thing, she's never gonna get with Norman. This beginning of season 3, they quickly throw them together with Norman, and I'm like, oh, well, at least they could be happy for a while. And then in the middle of the season, they start ruining it, and I didn't particularly appreciate the way they were so quick to ruin that relationship. And now she's into Dylan. I don't know why. There was no really chemistry other than when it was forced. You could tell they were like, all right, we need to have Dylan care about Emma so that way she can have a storyline. It felt like it was getting lazy. So it kind of, wow, that was sun got in my eye. So it just felt like it was getting a little bit lazy. That's why you carry paper notes. So that's why it just felt like it was getting a little bit lazy, and I would have liked I told Hannah too, this Dylan storyline that they're doing with Emma about how he wants to get her cured and pay for her surgery and all that, that could have been any random nice guy. It could have been Gunner. It could have been Gunner, the guy that she slept with in season 2. That would have been fine. But I just didn't really care for how she went from one Bates brother to another Bates brother, and it was weird, and I didn't like that. So it was a little bit weird. Bradley, I have Bradley written down. I think I covered everything else on the season. So am I going to watch season 4? Obviously, I'm going to watch season 4, and I really can't wait to see how things progress for these characters, especially now that Norman's killed a lot of people, and he's not fully there yet, because he is dressing up like his mom, and he is killing people as his mom, but he's not doing them both at the same time. So I can't wait to see how we get to that point. I can't wait to see how Norman, because obviously Norman thinks that he's sharing the secret with his mom now, about that she did this terrible thing to Bradley. So I wonder what it's going to be like. So whenever Norman's like, don't worry, Mom, I got your secret. And Norman's like, wait, what? And so that'll be kind of interesting to see how that plays out. A lot of cool stuff set up for Season 4. I think Season 4 starts at the beginning of March on A&E, so you can check that out. I will probably be waiting till Netflix, begrudgingly. But the next series that I'm going to be hopefully watching on Netflix and reviewing is going to be House of Cards, and after that it'll be Daredevil, so check out my reviews for that. Also, I mentioned at the top of this video, I didn't do a Deadpool non-spoiler review, but we are going to do a full spoiler review of Deadpool, the movie starring Ryan Reynolds, on the next episode of the Film Fan Club show, which should be up next Wednesday. And just make sure you subscribe to this channel and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Samuel D. Carrico for that. And I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.